Hey everyone, it's Mojaxx back in the DJcity UK lab today with a first look at a brand new product from Pioneer DJ. To say that this thing, the DDJ-1000SRT, has been long awaited is probably something of an understatement. So let's get right into it. It's been around 18 months since I reviewed the original DDJ-1000, whilst at the 2018 Red Bull 3-Style Finals in Poland. At the time, I concluded that it was my favourite Pioneer DJ controller to date, and that hasn't really changed since then. Whilst the company has released a few other excellent controllers in the intervening months, the DDJ-1000 hit a very particular sweet spot for me personally, offering that perfect balance between portability and performance. There was one stumbling block for some DJs with the 1000, however, and that was that it only supported Rekordbox DJ. Now, I'm perfectly comfortable with Rekordbox, it's very accomplished software, but some people are just not looking to switch platforms, and very quickly there were a vocal contingent of Serato users crying out to be able to use the DDJ-1000 or something very similar with their software of choice. Well, I'm delighted to say that their wishes have been granted with this, the new DDJ-1000SRT. We've seen that SRT suffix once before on the DJM-900SRT, which was a Serato-compatible version of the, at the time, flagship Pioneer DJ Nexus mixer, and I appreciate the visual nod back to that one with the silver P-lock fader caps found on here. Of course, Serato now offer club kit for mixers, which means that the software can work with the standard 900 Nexus, but with a controller there is a lot more to integrate, so I can understand why the DDJ-1000 needed a new, distinct version for Serato DJ Pro. At first glance, the SRT hardware looks almost identical to the original DDJ-1000, with buttons and other controls in all the same places, but what those buttons do is often very different, which makes sense given the distinct needs of each application. Street price is going to be just under $1,300, around $100 more than the standard 1000, and whilst the hardware does unlock the regular Serato DJ Pro and pitch and time, the first 5,000 units sold will also include the full Serato DJ suite, worth an extra $300, so value-wise the SRT is looking pretty attractive. I'll go more into the hardware basics in my full review, but on a simple level, the DDJ-1000SRT is a professional 4-channel 4-deck controller with line inputs on each channel, 2 of which can be switched to phono for DVS control when using the Serato DVS expansion pack. Master output is on XLRs and RCAs, and there's a booth output on balanced jacks. 2 mic inputs are found on the back, with a dedicated channel strip on the top panel so you don't lose any decks when you use them, and the same applies to the sampler, which also has a dedicated level control. Changeovers and back-to-back sets are very simple due to the 2 USB ports and the ability to switch each channel between those 2 ports individually. The big standout of the SRT, as it was on the original, is the full CDJ-size jog wheels. They function just like those on CDJs too, with a mechanical activation where you physically push down on the platter to cue and scratch. Tension is adjustable so they can be set to your preference too, just as on the DDJ-1000 Nexus 2 players. As I said in my 1000 review, there are a generation of DJs coming through who have learnt on the more solid feeling capacitive jogs as found on many controllers, but the fact is this, if you sometimes use a controller and sometimes use actual CDJs at gigs, this is by far the closest you will get to replicating that exact club feel without spending substantially more money. In the middle of the jogs are large, bright displays, which follow the regular Serato DJ Pro aesthetic very closely. So whilst that means you don't get waveforms or artwork like on the original DDJ-1000, you do have very clear and precise insight into things like time, BPM, pitch, and playhead position. They also change to show the length of loops when you're using those, which is very handy. Overall, I'm a huge proponent of showing as much info on hardware as possible, and there's plenty to be found here on the SRT. Naturally, the pads reflect the different pad modes offered in Serato DJ Pro compared to Rekordbox, with hot cue, cue loop, loop roll, manual loop, 2 slicer modes, the SP8 sampler, and pitch play. This takes full advantage of the power of Serato's pitch and time, and that's fully enhanced by extra controls for adjusting key by semitones and key sync. I'm also happy to see dedicated beat jump controls on the unit. Whilst that can always be done with pads, having dedicated buttons for it is cool and not that common on Serato hardware. Fader-wise, the crossfader uses Pioneer DJ's battle-proven Magvel technology, and combined with the jogs, the 1000 SRT should be just as much of a scratcher's delight as the original one was. If you can get down on CDJs, you'll be able to get down on this. It's worth talking about the effects situation, as that has always traditionally been a strength of Pioneer DJ products. On the DDJ-1000SRT there are 4 sound colour effects: dub echo, pitch, noise and a combo filter. Then on top of those there are 14 hardware beat effects, with some of my absolute favourites in there like low cut echo, multi-tap delay, spiral and the awesome Mobius effects. All the effects are post fader and post crossfader too, which is always essential for me. You might notice I haven't even mentioned the software effects in Serato DJ Pro. Well, there's no native way to control those from this hardware, but of course they're still in there, so if you really must have all the effects in the world, you could use them with the mouse or with an extra MIDI controller. But I'm sure for the vast majority of users, the hardware effects on the SRT will more than suffice. There's plenty of other things to talk about on here, like the full-size pitch faders, the looping options, track browsing and loading, etc. But we'll save all that for the full review, which will come later. As it stands, after only a few hours with it, I can confidently say that those Serato users who desperately wanted a DDJ-1000 for their software will not be disappointed with the SRT. All the stuff I loved from the original hardware is still there, but the right amount of work has been done to make it integrate perfectly with Serato DJ Pro. On this occasion, the wait was definitely worth it. So there you go, a first look at the DDJ-1000SRT from Pioneer DJ. There's no question in my mind that this will be a huge success for the company and for Serato, because the moment the original 1000 dropped, thousands of Serato users around the world put their hands up and said, yeah, we'd like one of those please. And of course the original one was not compatible with Serato DJ Pro. This one is, and that's really all there is to it. There are some tweaks here to accommodate the different software. It's not identical in every way, and there certainly are some differences, and those I will look at when I do my full review, but the essence of the thing is the same. It's got those large mechanical CDJ style jog wheels, which always just feel fantastic. They're my favorite kind of static jog wheel out there on the market. You've got the great crossfader, loads of effects on there. So yeah, I'm very excited to spend more time with this thing, and I think it's going to make a lot of DJs very happy indeed. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon down below to get notified anytime there's a new video from myself or the rest of the DJ City team. I'll see you soon.